The Brock name is synonymous with Australian motor racing, and for one weekend in June, its history is coming to Shepparton.
Peter and I sort of started back in the, I think Peter's first race was about 1966. So yeah, and I still do the old race nowadays. So and that and the humorous side of it, which is weekend at Brockys, we have a lot of fun.
Phil Brock had recently retired to Central Victoria and was searching for something to do. That's when he rallied a few of his old supporters to talk about some of the old days of motor racing, days he says should never be forgotten.
And I think some of the things have changed, has been a bit too radical, and they could learn a lot from some of the antics and the ways that we went about motor racing, 30, 40 years ago.
Brock and some of his racing colleagues will be among those attending the special exhibit, set to give an insight into the legendary days of Australian motorsports.
The whole group that work with Phil are certainly motorsport and obviously into cars in general, but the people will realise that it's very personal. It is a weekend at Brockys.
The event is being held at the Shepparton Motor Museum across the June long weekend. Sue-Ann McCumsty, Win News. Phil Brock has arguably one of the most renowned family names in Australian motorsport history, but his passion for cars took him down a different path than that of his brother Peter, carving a career as a stuntman and stunt coordinator for Australian film and television. It doesn't mean racing isn't in the blood, as Brock returned to circuit racing at the HQ Holden 4-hour endurance event at the weekend. Partnering with Glenn McDonald, the pair finished 7th among a strong field. The hot conditions tested the endurance of both the drivers and their vehicles, eventually seeing only 18 of the 30 entrants finish. Brothers Mark and David Tessari proved to be the lethal combination. After qualifying 4th, their consistency through the event saw them move to 2nd by the halfway mark and soon to the lead, which they held for the remainder of the race. The Tessaris claimed the slice of heaven ahead of South Australian drivers Neil Corey and Peter Holmes, while Shepparton's Stephen and Richard White finished 3rd as they kept up with the lead drivers throughout the final lap. Meanwhile, Echuca's Daniel Zant claimed the Super Mini win and the Doug Byrne Memorial Trophy over John Walker after dominating across the 4-race weekend, and Corey Gooch took home his 5th Victorian Super TT title. Sue-Ann McCumsty, Win News.